Hello, everyone. I am Anna Mancini. I've observed for a long time the connections between dreams and reality, and it's been able to understand how the human body perceives changes in its environment and transmits them to the brain through dreams, intuition, or even through physical disturbances. Thanks to this research, I can affirm that it is perfectly possible to be warned of earthquakes effectively and quite some time before they occur. Before discussing the possibilities of dreams in this area, I would like to talk about the ability animals have to consciously sense signs that announce certain dangers. It has often been observed that wild animals flee before natural disasters occur. Meanwhile, in the same places, almost all humans continue their activities calmly. Domestic animals also run away if they can, but not all of them because, like humans, many have lost the natural ability to consciously perceive environmental changes that signal dangers. While animals that have lost this faculty cannot do anything to improve their situation, humans can learn to use their dreams to obtain precise information about natural disasters or other dangers. With our dreams, we can know almost anything. For example, an attempted robbery, a terrorist attack in the city, a plane crash. There are many historical examples of this possibility, and I will tell you about one that struck me deeply. The dreams of Aberfan in England, made by a little girl in 1966. Aberfan is an English mining town where there were hills made up of coal remnants from the mine. One morning, in this town, a little girl told her mother, "Mom, I'm not afraid of dying because I dreamed that I would not die alone, but with my friends." The mother paid no attention to this first dream. A few days later, the girl got up and said to her mother, "Mom, I dreamed that I was going to school, but there was no longer a school. It was all covered in black, and the girl went to school as usual." Unfortunately, due to heavy rains in the previous days, a coal landslide was triggered, which hit the school and killed many children. But she was not the only one who dreamed of this tragic event, which could have been avoided if people had been more open to dreams. There were many other testimonies of premonitory dreams of this catastrophe, leading a psychologist to decide to create a disaster dreams registry, believing he could save lives. A disaster dreams registry office was also opened in America and another in Belgium. But after a few years, all of them closed because they were overwhelmed with dreams of false alarms and were unable to determine whether a registered dream was a true premonitory dream or just a simple nightmare. In fact, it is pointless to record the dreams of a population without knowing anything about the reality of the dreamers. Having information about the dreamer's real life allows us to determine whether a dream is an actual warning dream or a simple nightmare that will not come true. A psychological dream, the reactivation of a trauma, the reactivation of a bodily memory, the mental digestion of information transmitted by the media, or even a dream concerning the dreamer's physical health. Of course, it is not possible to record the private lives and dreams of an entire population. Therefore, everyone should consider their own safety by making an effort to better understand their dreams and develop their dreaming abilities. A simple way to do this is to observe the connections between your dreams and your reality. In my book, The Meaning of Dreams, I explain how to do this very effectively. I'll put information at the end of this video. What occurs in ourselves in case of warning dreams about natural dangers? The fact is that our body permanently captures all the information from its environment, and then some of it reaches the conscious mind through the channel of dreams. Therefore, by paying attention to our dreams, it is possible to anticipate dangers accurately, sometimes long before they manifest in reality. When you observe the connections between your dreams and your reality over a long period, you can see that our body has its own memory. It retains the memory of physical and emotional events from our current life, but it also inherits an ancestral memory. To illustrate this fact, I would like to tell you what happened to me regarding earthquake dreams. One night, while I was in New York City, I dreamed of a terrible earthquake, and I could see the usual scenes of panic that seemed so real that I woke up in the morning a little frightened, but at the same time, very surprised to have had this dream. It was not a psychological type of dream. It was truly a dream of an earthquake, but in my opinion, with very little chance of being a warning dream of danger. Because all the dreams I had before that actually warned me of dangers were peaceful. In these dreams, I was at peace and could see the danger unfold, or I heard the gentle voice of my soul warning me. There was neither fear nor stress. However, in this dream of earthquake, there was a lot of stress and fear. My experience with dreams, my intuition, and my rationality told me that it was not a warning dream, but I couldn't understand why I had dreamed it. So I wrote down the dream as I do every morning and then left it aside. 2 weeks later, I had the same type of dream again and realized, thanks to my usual observation of the connections between my dreams and my reality, that these two earthquake dreams had been triggered by the reactivation of an ancestral bodily memory. This memory had been reactivated by the electroacupuncture sessions I had the day before. The Chinese doctor had electroacupunctured my feet, thus circulating small electric charges in my legs, which activated a memory of earthquakes in my body. It couldn't have been a memory of my current personal life, as I was born in northern France, a place where I had never experienced an earthquake. Instead, my parents and ancestors had lived in a part of Italy extremely prone to earthquakes. So basically, it means that I have inherited a bodily memory that could save my life if I decided to move to a place prone to earthquakes. In my opinion, it is thanks to this same bodily memory that animals flee. It is probable that certain energy changes and vibrations reawaken their bodily memory and the fear that accompanies it, causing them to run away out of fear. I believe that they don't even need to have experienced an earthquake firsthand. As long as they're able to consciously sense what is happening in their bodies regarding abnormal environmental changes. Moreover, they don't wear shoes like we do, so their bodies pick up much more on the Earth's abnormal energy activities. However, as I mentioned at the beginning, humans can become much more effective than animals if they learn to use their dreams in order to better communicate with their bodies and their souls. Our body, thanks to its memory, can help us according to its possibilities, but the soul is much more powerful than the body and its memories. Therefore, it is worth for the modern man to restore communication with the soul. One will avoid dying when instead one could move away from dangerous places thanks to the information transmitted by the soul in dreams or through other channels. The easiest way to restore this connection is to observe your dreams and their links to your real life, and to put yourself in the best conditions to dream effectively. For all those who want to learn more, they can read all of the books I have written for them on the art of dreaming. You will find information at the end of this video and links in the description. Those who live in dangerous places should read my book, Your Dreams Can Save Your Life, in which I explain how to create groups to effectively dream watch dangers. Don't be afraid of disasters. Instead, learn to use your natural abilities to live your best life on our magnificent planet. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I thank you for listening to me. Goodbye, and see you soon for more useful videos about dreams.